Hello and welcome back to my channel. In my last video, we talked about your why. What is it? I hope by this video you figured it out. And if you have, let's talk about building an emergency fund. Yes, an emergency fund. So let's get into it. I want you to think about the last time you had an emergency that you didn't even have to worry about because you had the funds available to pay for it. Well, if you're like most of us, you probably had to use a credit card, borrow the money, or pay for it by other means. Creating an emergency fund will help you in situations like these. So now that you've created a budget, and if you do not know how to create a budget, I want you to watch this video and it will help you to understand how to create a budget and why. Now, in your budget, I want you to create a section for emergencies. Having that section will save you the stress, the anxiety for when an emergency situation happens and you need to pay for something right away. If a tire is flat and you need a new tire, you don't want to use a credit card for that because now you're trying to get out of debt. You don't want to go back into that. So creating the emergency fund will help you for those little things that are unexpected. In your budget, though, I want you to take away from those areas that might bust your budget, like eating out every day. Take that away. Save that in your emergency fund. You need to create $1,000 for your first emergency fund. Yes, $1,000. I don't care if you are giving it $10 every time you get paid. Put it towards that fund because it will help you in the long run. And remember, now that you're new to creating a budget, it's going to take you some time. So do not be so hard on yourself, but stay focused, stay consistent, and you will see the changes. I promise you, I've done it. In the beginning, it was hard for me as well. But once I started being consistent and being intentional about making sure that everything that I do is in that budget, listen, now I'm cheap. I don't care at this point. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend money when I don't have to. I'd rather put it towards my savings to help me to pay off my other debt that I have. Dave Ramsey has this saying that I love. If you will live like no one else now, you can live and give like no one else later. And that is so true. Let me tell you something. Before I started my budget, I had slacked off on paying my tithes. I'm a Christian, so tithes are necessary. So I'm like, that wasn't even my budget. I'm focused on paying off these bills. When I tell you, when I started my budget and I added my tithes in my budget, listen, it was like, oh, why wasn't I paying it before? All the things that I cut out that were unnecessary allowed me to do what I know I'm supposed to do. Now I have money. Sometimes I don't even know, where did I get this extra money from? That's because I'm so intentional about giving each dollar an assignment that I have extra money that before sometimes I used to be like, oh my God, how I'm going to pay this bill? How I'm going to pay that bill? I had the money all along. I was just putting it into the wrong things. And once you create your budget, you will see that you were spending your money in places that was unnecessary. And the money that you were lacking, you actually had it. It would just go into places that wasn't, again, necessary. So be intentional, be focused, and you will win this race. Okay? Stay strong. And if you need any encouragement, of course, you can always reach out to me. But until next time, remember, change begins with you.